Hey fanboys, have you ever wanted to build a complete system from a single brand? Well, today we'll be doing it ASUS. We have the casing, the motherboard, the GPU, the power supply, the cooler, the mousepad, and keycaps, and also a RGB terminal, and also a microphone. Ugh!
And there you have it. This is our very lit build, thanks to all the fans with RGB and also LED strips that you cannot actually see. As you can see, actually it was pretty easy to cable manage, despite the fact that it did not have like a cable cover which you usually get with the Cooler Master case. Yes, actually there's plenty of room between the motherboard tray and also the back panel. So as you can see here, we managed to do quite a good job despite us not spending too much time on it. Part of it is also because of the power supply, which is unfortunately hidden away by the complete PSU shroud here on the casing. But yes, the power supply is a fully modular one, and it comes with individually sleeve cables for cables like the 24 pin and also the PCIe connectors. Also, one thing to note is that our SSDs are actually not in the correct orientation according to the case, because as you can see beside the SSDs, there are cutouts for you to route the cables through. But because we wanted to keep the graphic upright, we decided to route them from the other side, and still it looks pretty good here. Our ROG Aura terminal here, which glows, and it comes with a cable coming from behind. Actually, we think that it's probably designed for use outside the case because of the way the cable is designed. It uses a coaxial port instead of like say SATA or whatnot. But when we use it inside the case, cables are sort of thick but still pretty acceptable. If we want to talk about ventilation, the case also has plenty of it. It has 320mm fans on the front, and all of them are RGB. While on the back we have a 140mm fan, which I do not know why they did not include RGB with. At the top we have support for like 360mm radiators, but since we are using the Ryujin, is a 240mm. Finally, our LED strips here also from ROG. They're addressable RGB, which is why we can control them with the ROG Aura terminal. Now that we're done with the build, let's take a look at the peripherals we have here. So the keyboard here, the ROG Claymore, of course, the highlight we're going to talk about is of course the detachable numpad, which is good because like sometimes when you need a numpad, and if you buy a TKL keyboard for ergonomics, you don't have a numpad. But with this, you actually get the choice of either using it in TKL mode or just connecting the numpad and get a full-size keyboard. Above the numpad is also the volume scroll, which is one of the features that I really love in keyboards, because with a volume scroll, you can very easily turn down the volume when you need to, or turn it up, or just mute it when you roll all the way down. Of course, ROG also provided with the ROG mechanical keycaps here. One of them is aluminum, the escape key is aluminum, while the rest of it is plastic. I'm not too sure whether it's ABS or PBT plastic, but they are unique with the ROG logo on the top and some cutouts on the side there which allow the light to leak out through the sides. Moving on, we have the ROG Gladius 2 wireless mouse. It's pretty similar to the ROG Gladius 2 in terms of the shape. There's no difference, and as far as I know, the switches are also the same. It loses one of the side buttons, so it's more similar to the ROG Gladius 2 Origin, if you guys have seen it. And also there is no RGB light strip around the bottom, which is kind of disappointing for someone who is a lover of RGB like myself. There's also no wireless charging for the mouse, so you can't actually use it continuously. You have to connect the cable at one point, but you can use it with the cable connector. Just if you buy a wireless mouse, using it as a wired mouse kind of defeats the purpose. But yes, you can keep on gaming regardless whether you have battery or not. Now moving on, the mouse pad, the ROG Baltius Qi supports Qi charging, and it's a hard surface, so depending on your preference, it may be or may not be for you. But yes, this is hard, and it has a very good texture so that you do not have a problem like your mouse slips too fast on the mousepad or anything. And of course, there's ROG logo at the bottom. Since this is ROG product, it's kind of expected. Now the ROG Strix Magnus is probably one of the things that looks like a shaver. I think a lot of people commented it looks like a shaver to people, and it's pretty interesting because it's probably the first microphone ever as a dedicated microphone from ROG, and I think most brands nowadays still do not create the standalone microphones. Most of them bundle them with the headphones like the boom mics. But yes, this one is a dedicated microphone, and inside there like 3 condenser microphones. Maybe you want to test out the sound quality of it. We'll be giving you a short sample of the sound. So this is the ROG build that we have created, and it's made of nearly 100% ROG products, ASUS area. Nearly 100% ASUS products except for the RAM, the storage. Yes, practically just that, because the rest of it is all ASUS. Even the Wi-Fi adapter is by ASUS, which is very interesting. So I hope you guys like the audio quality. But one thing we noticed about this is that it's actually pretty good when it comes to like picking up picking up voices from the surrounding, which allows you to use it for like our poker lives and whatnot. When we have more than one guest, it makes it actually a very suitable microphone for streaming. But if you are like a solo gamer and whatnot, I practically do not see the practicality of that feature, but it does have a noise cancelling mode, which probably would be more helpful in such a situation. Now moving on to the monitor, there is actually a professional monitor, it's not a gaming monitor. The accuracy of the colors and everything is something that is really different, and of course there's a 4K resolution which is really sharp, and I think most gamers wouldn't really want to game on 4K anyway. But if you want to game while using your monitor for work, for example, like you are an editor and you want to game at night, it's actually a very good choice because of the color accuracy and also the high resolution of the monitor. But yeah, this one is a very premium monitor, and despite the fact that it actually comes with a sort of, if you guys have seen the ROG monitors, it comes with a similar stand where you can actually turn the monitor around. Yeah, it's pretty similar there. And last but not least, we have the ROG Spotlight, which shines the ROG logo onto the wall. And that's all it does. But there's RGB, so I guess you guys will be quite interested to know also the performance of this system, and we are glad to tell you that it performs very well. Well, after all, I think it's somewhat expected considering that it features a Ryzen 5 2600 and also a GeForce RTX 2080 Ti. In Shadow of Tomb Raider, we got 92 frames per second, and as far as we can see, there was no throttling, nothing at all, because, well, the cooling of this case and also the hardware itself are pretty good. Also, let us remind you that Shadow of Tomb Raider now has RTX, as you can see. Probably you can see like that it has a bit better shadows because Shadow of Tomb Raider, unlike Battlefield, supports real-time ray-traced shadows instead of the Battlefield 5. So I would say that we are pretty impressed with ASUS so far. They have managed to give us everything from a case down all the way to a mouse and a mousepad as well. So now you actually don't really need to like mix and match for your build, except for maybe the storage and the RAM. But we have also seen ASUS partner with brands to create their own ROG lineup for the RAM and also the storage. And also TUF, also we have seen them before in a previous video, you can see them. So yes, now you don't need to mix and match with, like, let's say other brands to get up to build your complete system. And you can also see that there is a light ROG Spotlight here, which... So this build consists of a number of firsts for ASUS. They will have the keyboard with a detachable numpad, a cooler with an OLED panel, and also a power supply and also a casing, which ASUS has never done before. So one of the reasons why ASUS could do this is because they're one of the biggest tech companies in the world, and as far as we know, no one else has actually done a complete ecosystem down from the peripherals all the way to the hardware inside your casing. So this is definitely something that we are really impressed with from ASUS. With ASUS initiative to develop their own casing, their own power supply, and also their own AIO coolers, we can pretty much expect ASUS to also start to release their RAM and storage solutions pretty soon. But of course, that will come probably later, and also we do hope that ASUS will add to their current lineup of products and add more options towards the casings, the power supplies and whatnot, so that it can cater to a wider demographic. We would also like to thank our other sponsors, Patriot for the memory and also Fidesz for the storage. Without you guys, we wouldn't have been able to produce this video, so thank you guys a lot. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. Even if you didn't, please do give a thumbs up as well, and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. We'll also be doing a more in-depth video on the monitor itself, so please stay tuned if you want to find out more about the monitor. This is Vincent Chan from Podder.net. Thank you for watching. Bye!